Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Business Innovators Radio, where the top business leaders and innovators are interviewed. And ladies and gentlemen, do we ever have a show lined up for you today? On this episode, we are honored to have one of our country's top litigators on the show, Mr. Matt Fitzharris of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Now, I know, ladies and gentlemen, you're saying one of the top litigators. Don't you mean attorney? And, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have our guest today share those distinctions between what an attorney is and what a litigator is. But, Mr. Matt Fitzharris, we're so honored that you've taken time to be on the show today. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for having me, TC. It's good to be here.
Fantastic. Great to have you here. Matt, this is such an important topic to cover on the show because I think that who you retain as an attorney, it matters. If you ever have a pressing legal issue, who you retain as an attorney, it does matter. And I think there are some differences and some great insights that I think you can bring to the audience today between, like I said, an attorney and a litigator. But why don't we start this way? Why don't you give us a brief thumbnail sketch of your background, of who you are, and a little bit about your background, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. Thanks, TC. I was born in Dayton, Ohio. Moved down here to Chattanooga 3 years ago to start my law practice. So going on 3 years this October. I've been litigating cases here in the Chattanooga area and the southeastern part of the country. And it's been a great experience so far. A lot of my cases involve complex real estate lawsuits where I'm forced to go into court and argue technicalities, a lot of times with a lot of property or money on the line. So it's definitely exciting and intriguing to me, and I appreciate you having me today.
Fantastic. Well, we're honored to have you on the show, Matt. I alluded it earlier about the differences between an attorney and a litigator. Now, they're both one and the same, are they not? But there are some differences between attorneys that actually have a litigation mindset versus an attorney mindset. Can you bring some clarification on that?
Yes, sir. The distinction you're referring to is that the litigator is not afraid to go into court and argue the case and go into the court to win. There's a lot of attorneys around that are just willing to take cases to make a few bucks and settle it. They don't want to actually fight, in the courtroom, confront their adversarial attorney and client and really bring them to the altar, so to speak. The litigator's ready to do that, where, the attorney, he might just be into the paper and the books and making a few bucks and settling. I think that's what you're referring to, TC.
Absolutely. Well, I know I've researched you, Matt, before having you on the show, and you have established quite the reputation in Chattanooga as a litigator, as a guy that comes ready to battle, ready to do battle on behalf of your clients. And I have to tell you, it's impressive some of the corporation attorneys that you've actually gone against in cases there in Chattanooga.
Well, you got me gushing a little bit over here on the other line, TC. I appreciate those remarks and sentiments. Wow, yeah, I'm surprised that the word got around like that, but it's really been a great run for me. I've had a lot of success, and I've really enjoyed it, and I've the best thing is that I've enjoyed good results for my clients so far, and that's all I'm trying to do. And I'm ready to go in the bat, and I'm ready to go into the courtroom, and take the other side to task, and so it's been fun.
Matt, let me ask you this while we're on this topic. What do you think are some of the mistakes people will make when it comes to hiring an attorney?
Well, they need to figure out whether or not their attorney really has the desire to do whatever it takes to help that client. That's the first thing. You need to be able, as a client, you need to look at your attorney and look at him and think, will this guy go to bat for me and get me everything I'm entitled to under the law? Or will he take my case and just sit behind his desk like a, cold fish and not do anything? The stakes are high. Time is of the essence. Your clients are suffering a lot of pain, whether it be financially or emotionally. It's when litigation's painful, you need an attorney on your side who's going to go in there and fight for you. So if you're able to, try to engage how passionate or how dedicated that attorney might be for you as a client. That'd be my advice, TC.
Absolutely, Matt. Let me ask you, what would you say is the area in your law practice that you are most passionate about, and why?
Oh, it's definitely my real estate litigation side. It's what I enjoy doing the most, and it's the way I'm able to help potential clients and people the most in my life. Of anything I could be doing right now, TC. So I know that in my heart, and I feel good about it going to bed at night. To say it the simplest way, I get great results for my clients and help them out in a lot of tough situations, and I'm able to make a living off of it. So I can't ask for much more than that.
Absolutely.
It's exciting. Yes, sir. And it's exciting and intriguing to me. I enjoy it a lot. It's really been great.
How would you say that you're different from your competitors, if you have competitors, but how would you say that you are different from them?
I care more, I'll fight harder, and I'll go in to win.
I love it. Well, that's the mindset of a litigator, isn't it?
TC, that's my mind state. So if you look up litigator and it's a synonym, it says Matt Fitzharris, then it wouldn't surprise me.
That's exactly right. Well, I think I think the key there is that you go in to win. You don't go in to settle a case, and that's a huge distinction. Wouldn't you agree, Matt?
Yes, sir. That's something you need to look at, too, as a potential client. Is that attorney going to just want to settle my case, or is he going to go in and try and win the thing for me? And, I'm a serious person, serious in business, and, of course, serious in my profession as an attorney. So when I take cases knowing that my client is right. So we file the suit or defend the suit knowing that we're right, and we want everything that we're entitled to, period.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, Matt, what leadership qualities in leaders do you most admire, and why?
Right now, TC, the quality right now that I'm most admiring and most studying is letting go of one's ego in a leadership role. And why? I'm not sure why I focused on that, But that's what I'm studying, and that's what I'm focusing on in myself right now. And I've actually watched a Navy SEALs video of some officers who wrote a book on the subject. As a leader, you need to not have an ego. You need to let go of your ego. Otherwise, it gets in the way of your decision-making for your people. Every time you lose, your team loses, and you're the leader, it's on you as the leader. It's always your fault. That's how the Navy SEALs officers were looking at it and relating to losing their egos. Either they didn't prepare their team well enough, or they didn't execute decision-making on the field, or they didn't convey what the message was to their team well enough. It always comes back to the top is how they were looking at it. And when you know you've got a leader who always blames himself when it goes wrong, you know that he's not going to get sidetracked by emotional decision-making. So that's really what I've been most admiring recently, TC.
Well, that's some good stuff, Matt. Let me ask you this. How important is preparation when you take on a case for a client? How valuable is preparation in your mind in taking on that case?
It's the most important thing when you're first taking on that case, TC.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask you this. What would you say to a prospective client that is listening to this show and he's looking to retain an attorney? What would you say to somebody that stumbles across this interview?
If I can help you out, I'd love to help you out. I have an office, and my main office is in downtown Chattanooga at 717 Georgia Avenue, Chattanooga, Tennessee, zip 37402. My number is 937-684-0932. That's my personal cell. If I can help you out, let me know. I handle lots of different types of complex lawsuits, and I litigate them generally successful from start to finish. So I'm excited. I'm doing mostly complex business litigation, but I'm taking on personal injuries or other complex suits involving real estate or business dealings in general. That's what I do, and I can help out a lot of people, and I have. So I appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit about my practice and the profession, and I hope that what I said today helped a little bit for people looking for an attorney anywhere.
Well, Matt, let me just share this with you. In researching you before having you on the show, do you think it would be a fair statement to say that if somebody was going up against you in a court of law, the opposing counsel, and they saw correspondence from the law offices of Matthew Fitzharris, that it was going to be a bad year for them?
Well, TC, I don't want to put it that way, but if you put it that way, it's your show, and I'm not going to argue with you. How about that?
There you go. Case closed, counselor. Very well said.
I was going to say, is that a good litigator cop-out answer for you, DC?
Yeah, absolutely. I just think, it's important, Matt, as we wrap up the show, I just think that it's important for our listening audience to understand something, that there's a tremendous difference in our country between an attorney who mails it in and a litigator. And God forbid, or God help you, if you do need an attorney or a litigator, or you need a litigator and you get an attorney, somebody that mails it in, you need somebody that's going to step up, that's not afraid of the corporate attorneys, not afraid of the big law firms. You need somebody that will stand up and fight for you as a litigator. And Matt, I just have so much respect for you in taking that mantle on for the rights of your clients to litigate. When you go into a courtroom, you don't have a settlement mentality. You have a victory mentality. And I just think it's important that the listening audience understand those distinctions, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir, T. And I appreciate the kind words.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We need more Matt Fitzharrises across the country that will litigate and fight for their clients, I'll tell you that. Matt, wrapping it up, once again, tell our listening audience how they can get a hold of you, website, phone number.
Yes, sir. Phone number is 937-684-0932. Website is matt@attorneymattfitzharris.com.
All right, Matt. Thank you so much, sir, for taking time out of your busy day to be on our show. We'd love to have you back in the future on the show. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it for this edition of the show, Business Innovators Radio. We will see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.